What's up, everybody? My name is Devon, and this guy over here is,
Tyson, hey, howdy.
and we are back for another episode of the Tech Time newsletter. I found out too in the recording that when I point that way, it actually shows the opposite on the recording, but just know I'm pointing at the right guy and not just in the middle of nowhere. But
Does it
we are
really?
excited. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
All
it,
right.
it really
Wait, I'm
does.
still here. I know it. They'll notice well.
Yeah,
It's okay. We're
I
hanging out.
was I was actually pleasantly surprised by it. I was like, wait a second, why does it show that I'm pointing in the opposite direction? But anyways,
Okay.
um, we wanted to chat with you guys, of course, about some ClickFunnels feature updates for this week. We have an awesome training that we want to go through with you guys as well about mobile optimization with the Chrome developer tools. We have a tool of the week as well. That's pretty awesome that you guys aren't going to want to miss. And then we have a question of the week as well. And we have a little bit of some updates in regards to the Repair My Funnel giveaway and the winners. So you guys are going to want to stay to the end just in case you were one of those lucky winners. Tyson, can you believe the giveaway is over?
It's done. I know. 30 days passed. I mean, we announced that on, what was it? It's been 3 days now since we announced that.
I feel like a part of me is missing.
What? Oh, because what? We're not talking about this giveaway anymore? We're still
Yeah, like
we're
I feel
still
like
kind of talking about it. But we might do
it,
some in the future. Don't worry. It's gonna be okay. Or any listeners say, yeah, it's gonna be okay. We can give away more free stuff. It's
fair. That's
up
fair.
next, we're giving away Devin's house. If-
I'm renting. I don't know how that'll go over, but we could try. We could
no,
try to give
no,
it away.
you know the guy. It's okay. It's cool.
What do we
Oh
got going
man.
on for the ClickFunnels feature releases this week, Tyson?
Oh man, some cool stuff. All right, so okay. First of all, if you haven't been an editor in the past week, just know that things are gonna look a little different when you're going in and playing with things, different elements, settings and elements, all good stuff. The process has changed. So there is just we'll say it's an updated workflow experience when it comes to editing different elements and sections and rows inside of the actual editor. There will be training links directly inside of the newsletter itself. Just look under the future releases area for everything I'm about to mention, right, including that first one with the updated workflow. But the second thing is going to be the custom questions for booking forms, which is super exciting because they were kind of boring, right? Like you couldn't do anything with
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
It just is what it was, and
They
you would,
definitely needed a little bit of flair to them, a little bit of pizzazz, if you will. And I feel
yeah,
like this
definitely.
might do it.
I you
Might
know
do it.
I, yeah, I'm not. I mean, I think we're on the same page with like always being on board with more features, right? You don't have to use them
Sure.
all, but just have an option to have additional questions. Like if you have specific like things you need to know before a call starts, such as what you're looking to get out of this call or something, or like I don't know, how'd you find out about us, or like I don't know, there's so many different ways to do it, but
Think of it as
just
like custom input fields for booking links, which is super cool. So it's
exactly,
just a good way to really hone in on preparation for your call, I think, more than anything.
definitely, 100%. And then the last thing for feature updates is going to be favicons for appointments. So now you can go in and set a specific, like for your booking pages, right? For those actual, I guess it ties in the same thing we're just touching on. For those pages, you have the custom questions set up for now. You can have custom favicons as well. So you don't have to use the same one that's already used for your site, which is cool.
Yeah,
I mean, a little bit
awesome.
more customizable options. I can't say customability. There we go. I think that's what I was
Customability,
going for there. Yeah.
customizable.
Customability.
There's a couple angles you could take that. I think they get the point though. I think you're so excited, you're tongue tied at the same time.
No, that word catches me every time for whatever reason. I don't know what it is. It's like the rolling syllables just don't it doesn't roll the tongue too well for me. But anyways, that is it for featured updates. Definitely some cool stuff. All of those will have trainings links directly inside of that the email itself. Just go and click on that, check it out if you want to be in the know as far as what that
Yeah,
entails and how to use everything.
Tyson, I have a question for you. When
Yeah.
you are optimizing mobile in a funnel, let's say you're funnel hacking, do you use like a Chrome extension? What do you use?
Oh man, I'm a diehard mobile simulator guy. I know you can do like stuff directly in the developer tool, and they have like the
Yeah,
functionality, but honestly, it's not it's I don't know, it doesn't look great, and I feel
it's
like
clunky. It's
it's
clunky.
clunky. Yeah, that's a great way to put it. It's super clunky. But the mobile simulator specifically is what I use on Chrome. It works perfectly. You can see on any device type, really, see
Yeah.
exactly what it looks like without having to actually whip out your phone, which is I mean, my selling point, honestly.
honestly too, it's a good segue into like the how-to of this week, where I actually recorded a video walking you through how to kind of utilize the mobile simulator that you and I like to use along with the
Hmm.
Chrome developer tools. And I like to use it in the sense, and I know you do too, of like funnel hacking. If you're trying to really hone in on like mobile optimization and see like the sizes of the fonts they use, the colors and stuff like that, you can do
Sure.
that hand in hand with the developer tools and the mobile simulator, so that you don't have to use like the mobile simulator inside the developer tools. They have one built in, but I mean, like you and I were saying, it's kind of clunky, and I'm not even sure like the resolution size of the devices
Yeah,
that they
it
mentioned
always
are
feels like it's off.
correct.
It always feels
Yeah,
off. So that's why I'm like, I don't know if I want to trust this or not. It's good in a pinch. Like every
yeah,
developer, every like I don't know, browser type has it, the ability to do
sure,
that. But
yeah.
again, yeah, it just comes back to is it telling me the truth? I feel like it's lying to me. So I don't know.
Maybe it's just lateral truths, almost a lie but not quite.
Yeah, no. Next week's question is the developer tool lying to me? Is God,
You'll have to come back next week to find out. But until
the
then, we're
answer
gonna
may
leave you on
shock
that
you.
cliffhanger. Tyson,
Yeah.
what kind of tools do we got going on this week?
Yeah, no. So I guess rolling from one tool to the next, right? The next thing that we want to talk about today is going to be the featured tool, which is going to be Answer the Public. If you haven't used this before and you create content, or you're looking to create content for your business, or I mean anything around content really, because this tool right here, it allows you to go in and ask a question. You can type in a keyword, you can type in a group of keywords, right? And then it will populate different search terms around that keyword that people are putting out there. Things that it's finding that are
Yeah.
very common around that keyword, to help you better situate, or I'd say better situate your content or content strategy, make sure everything is set up and ready to go moving forward, for like
Mhm.
literally the next month. Like you could probably
Yeah.
put in one keyword and have the next 30 videos ready to, I mean, the idea of it at least set up and ready to go.
Honestly, though, I think even past the idea, like the whole framework of it, I was actually mind blown. Somebody in the open office hours was talking about it on Friday. They're like, "Have you ever used this tool before?" I was like, "You know what? I've heard about it, never specifically used it." And I
Sure.
thought it was going to be a lot more complicated to like get it to function properly. And I was just like, even in the video, I use like a very basic search term, just 2 words, and the amount of data it pulled and the amount of potential content I could create off that data of like, it was like controversial topics, like comparison topics, like there was
Sure.
so much there. It absolutely blew my mind. I go into more depth in the video itself, on the blog, but yeah, this is definitely a tool that I think you can have in your tool belt if you are like myself and you kind of struggle with ideas for content, because not only is it giving you ideas for content, it's kind of pushing that against SEO for those keyword searches. So if
Yeah,
you're
definitely.
creating content around those key terms, you're kind of creating that snowball effect of SEO for your business, which in turn is going to be really great for you in the end.
A lot of those questions that they bring up, like the questions with the key phrase or the term that you're looking to rank for, are like they're based around evergreen growth. It was the coolest thing. All right. So these are things that people are going to be looking for months to come, and
Sure.
likely will still generate you some traffic with the same amount of effort that you normally put in, which is
Yeah.
awesome. Definitely something worth thinking about. Honestly, I didn't know that Neil Patel actually owned that. He must have taken it over. I didn't realize that he was that was his company, or one of his, which is cool to see. Actually, I like seeing that guy's name everywhere. He,
It seems suitable. He seems to be like the
oh yeah,
SEO guy in general. So it makes sense.
yeah. Well, I know you can do it. I thought you could do it directly inside of Uber Suggest, as far as like
Mhm.
connecting to it. I wonder. I don't know. I'll have to check, mess around with it. But either way, this
Maybe.
tool is definitely useful if you're trying to get ahead when it comes to content,
Yeah.
or understanding what people might be searching around specific things.
Right. Even on the free plan too, you get up to 3 searches for your account. I don't know if it's per month or if it's
Sure.
just 3 searches to give you some fuel. So I would say use those sparingly just in case, and then use it as like a tool belt to create content. And maybe by the content you create, you can then turn around and make some money to pay for the paid version. Because I definitely think the paid version would be worth it, but 3 searches with the amount of content it gives you, I think is more than enough to get you going.
Sure.
So yeah, definitely a pretty
Nice.
awesome tool.
Right on. I like it. I think they will too. Whoever's watching this, I think that this would be a nice little addition to your toolbox. But
For
anyways,
sure.
with that said, I think there's a question of the week, and I think
Yeah.
Devin, that you're the man to present this question.
Yeah. Yeah. It was
What's
actually
happening?
something I was kind of thinking about as I was, just sitting back yesterday, and I was just like, I think there's things that I feel like people don't talk about enough when it comes to being an entrepreneur. And I think, you know, it's easy to look at being an entrepreneur as like this magical thing, but if you don't build a foundation of a support network, like how do you get through the tough times? So the question of this week is, how can you build a support network to help you get through those tough times? And I actually have a few points that I want to touch base with you on, and feel free to interrupt me at any point, Tyson, and kind of add to any of these. But
Hit me.
the first point I was kind of coming up with that I think is crucial is joining entrepreneurial communities. So like
Oh, definitely.
Facebook groups, yeah, Facebook
Yeah.
groups, platforms like School, I'm sure have things like that as well. But just basically getting behind like-minded individuals to have that support group. I mean, honestly, wouldn't you say? I would say that's probably one of the most important things, especially in this digital space. Would you agree?
Yeah. Otherwise, who are you going to talk to is the thing. Like
Sure.
you can bounce ideas off yourself all day long, and that's great. But like, it gets lonely, man.
Yeah.
Like, how
Can
do you
only
know?
talk to
Like,
yourself so much before your neighbor's wondering what you're doing.
or your wife. Yeah. Like, it
That too.
depends. And you can't keep telling someone who's not really interested in the same thing the idea over and over around your business, right? Like you're the only one that cares. Besides, if you find a group where they are also doing the same thing, right? They're all going to be on your level, on your page, there to back you up as you do it. So
Yep.
I agree.
Yeah. And the second thing that I was kind of coming up with here is, attending conferences or like online events. Regardless of what tool you use in your business, whether it's ClickFunnels, Go High Level, anything like that. There's tons of conferences, throughout the year. I know ClickFunnels does Funnel Hacking Live. Go High Level has their own event as well. And then there's just like virtual summits you can join when you like niche down with certain topics as well. I know there's just conferences just in general in specific niches. I have family members that are big in like real estate, and they go to like real estate conferences. There's
Oh
so
yeah,
many things that you can kind of um, corner the market with like events and stuff like that, events and conferences. Whether you are an introverted type and you say, you know what, I don't really want to do an in-person event, cool, then just try to look for like some sort of virtual summit or something so that you're around some like-minded people and building up that network through those events as well.
sure. Yeah, the online stuff, yes, definitely. Obviously, like we do everything online, but if you can do it in person, I feel like you do get even more value from it. At least that's what
Yeah.
I've experienced for my own. Like you just feel the energy in a room. It depends like
Yep.
what type of event and whatnot. Like it makes a huge difference if you
Mm-hmm.
can do it in person.
I think that's the
You've
thing
been to,
too is
I was
you
gonna say
get
you've been to
the
Funnel Hacking Live, right? And you said
yeah.
like the energy is palpable, right? And everyone's there for the same reason.
Oh man,
It-
even working the event at the time, you still feel that rush,
yeah,
like coming off of every person in the room, and you kind of you're more receptive to learning and more receptive to taking in what people are telling you. So even those moments where I got to sit in the back of the room and listen, it's like everything that they were telling me, I was just taking it in, and it was just like washing over me, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna change the world, like you know.
definitely, yeah,
Yeah.
100%. Because you can just feel it's literally just like it's whatever they're saying is flowing in your body. You're like, okay, then
Yeah.
today's the day. It's happening.
Yeah.
Besides the
Yeah.
energy part, like you can meet people in person. It makes it a big difference. That's all I'm saying.
It's hard at first, even like from my perspective, like being a little bit more introverted in crowds. But
Sure.
what you'll find is like there's always that one person that maybe gets you out of your comfort zone and um, initiates a conversation first. And once you get flowing, you kind of get that boost of serotonin and dopamine where you're like, okay, I'm in it, I'm ready, let's do this, let's
I'm
keep it
gonna
going.
talk to
And then
everybody.
before you know it, yeah, before you know it, you're the most extroverted person in the room. So yeah,
I like it.
definitely in-person events are really powerful. If you ever have a chance to make it to an event like Funnel Hacking Live where they have like 5,000 like-minded people in the same room, it's super incredible. And I think they're even doing their virtual event this year as well. It's in September. So if you're wanting to kind of test the waters. That virtual event will be happening this year, and then they're doing Funnel Hacking Live in February in Vegas. So it'll be
125,
interesting.
yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But regardless if you use ClickFunnels or not, again, it's it's anything. It could be like you saying real estate, any niche.
So you may be wondering why Tyson lost his hat. You may be wondering why things look a little different. Um,
Yeah, I
Actually,
teleported.
Tyson, yeah,
I don't know what happened, but the power went out and we got a little surprise, and here I am back without a hat. I don't even know where my hat went now that I'm thinking about it. To be honest, I don't know.
I think the
Uh,
Tyson that teleported took your hat. I don't even remember what you were saying. We were talking about conferences and the importance of
conferences.
attending conferences.
Yeah, 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 that's right.
I think that's where you left off. If you want to try to pick that up, and we'll kind of go from there.
Yeah, I was just saying that I like being in person for those stuff. Just those types of events because the energy is just a lot stronger. It feels a little bit different when you are actually surrounded by people, like actual physical people, not like virtual summits, virtual events. Those are cool, and I'm definitely
Virtual
do it.
personalities from
Yeah,
TikTok.
yeah, like it's just yeah, definitely that. Yeah, the AI is taking their place. Yeah, all I can say is that's all I'm saying. They're both great. If you can do one of them over the other, do do in person. I think you'll get a lot more out of it. That's it. That's
Yeah,
all I was saying.
for sure, for sure. That's all
Yeah,
you're saying.
that's it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Now,
Hopefully,
the second to last point I wanted to bring up is the importance of finding a business coach or a mentor. Now, this may not be applicable for everybody. I know sometimes this can be a financial burden for some, and if you're just starting out, this may not be the avenue you want to take right away. You may find mentorship in just listening to what one person has to say about business, right? I know when I was first starting out, I came across Russell Brunson, and it was like I read .com Secrets, and it was like everything he said you had to do. I was like, okay, he said I got to go out and I got to do this, so I got to do that. And he said I need a funnel, and this is what I need in the funnel. Okay, so I'm gonna do that. So it's like he was
definitely.
kind of inadvertently my mentor without knowing who I was, right? And so if actually going out and physically getting somebody to mentor you one on one doesn't make sense, then just kind of use that strategy as well. But what's cool about having a mentor is like you go from having this one size fits all approach to somebody who can tailor something to you perfectly, based on helping you avoid like what they've kind of failed at, or roadblocks that they've had to overcome in their business, and say, okay, this is what we don't need to do. Here's what you need to do to get to your goals as well. So
Oh yeah, you're
definitely wanted
buying
to touch on
speed.
that.
You're getting
Mm-hmm.
ahead of the curve, and that's
Yeah.
like if you can stop, or at least not stop. You're always going to run into to new roadblocks, new things that you need to like figure out what to do when these situations arise. But for the most part, if you can learn from someone else's mistake or what they have learned from the type of situation, I mean, why not? Usually you can do it at a fraction of the price that they paid for it initially when they learned it themselves, right? Like
Yeah.
it's no brainer. Books,
Yeah.
if you have an actual mentor, awesome. Like he's saying, like
Mm-hmm.
even before we started working with ClickFunnels, right? You know, there was those external things like books and events and getting in touch with the right people, all that good stuff that made all the difference.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I wanted to tie this all home with something that's a little bit of a different point. Some may feel like it doesn't tie into like how to build a strong support system, but I'll kind of tie it all together and it should make
Yeah, don't listen to
sense.
those
And that,
guys. Yeah,
yeah.
that's right. Whatever they're saying, that's yeah, definitely.
The point the point that I wanted to kind of touch on is more just focusing on personal development. Now, I truly believe that like if you prioritize your mental health and your physical well being through things like exercise and meditation and just setting goals and like keeping up on productivity and your resilience through like hard times, what that does as well is it attracts the like minded people, because in times where I've been in a poor mindset, I feel like I'm attracting all of the same people. It's just all the same people to be like, yeah, you're right. Like life sucks, whatever. And then
Yeah.
on the times where, I've been in high spirits and I'm keeping that mindset in check, it's like suddenly all those people are like flocking to me. And it's like, man, this is crazy. So I know you're really big on, mindset and keeping yourself grounded. I'd say you've done pretty well for yourself as far as like keeping yourself in check mentally and physically. But I don't know if there's anything you wanted to add to that as well.
There's one quote that I've lived my life from for the past like 5 years. It's how you do anything is how you do everything. And that includes
Hmm.
like the people you surround yourself with, the
Sure.
information you put in your head, the literally types of information that's on your bookshelf.
Hmm.
Obviously, expand and try to get different angles and different perspectives by learning new things,
Hmm.
but you get to choose. And if it's you come across these things where like, man, this doesn't seem like it's something I actually want. It's not putting me in the right direction. I don't like this mentality. I'll take what I can from it and I'll adjust it to make it better fit what I want out of life.
Hmm.
I think that personal development is probably that's where a lot of things start. Like it could be something as small as like going and finding new hobbies, like just trying new things, like doing stuff for yourself.
Sure.
But definitely the core stuff like eating well and working out and getting good sleep. Like those are
Yeah.
the trifecta, I think.
I'm still working on developing good sleep habits. And the other day, Bailey sent me a reel, and it was like, man, I'm so tired all the time. And then the guy was like, I have a solution. Have you ever tried to go to bed 8 hours before you want to wake up? And the
Yeah,
guy was like,
okay.
no, that
No, that
sounds
doesn't
too
make sense.
difficult.
That does not make
Yeah.
any sense. What? What? Oh man, okay. I'll try to remember that one.
Yeah. I always have good intentions. I'm always like, I'm gonna be to bed by like 10 o'clock tonight. And then before I know it, like 11 o'clock rolls around and I'm like, where did the last hour go? And then it's
Yeah,
like
it's tough.
it starts spiraling.
Tough battle. Like you're like, man, you're in the middle of doing something, right? And you're like, I gotta go to bed at 8 o'clock, for instance, right? But then once you're done with one thing, you have another thing that stacks on top. You're like, oh wait, if I do this and I gotta do the reposition this. Oh wait, oh this link is out of place. Oh man, I'll just go and drag this up. It's like a never-ending cycle. I get why bedtime gets pushed out of the picture sometimes.
Yeah.
Easy, easily.
But there's one thing we wanted to talk about as well before we go. As you
Oh
guys
baby.
know, we had the giveaway. Oh baby. Oh man, I gotta pivot for a second and talk about this because when I was when I was editing the video for the actual giveaway, at one point when I started talking about the giveaway, Tyson did that exact thing in the video. He goes, "Oh baby," and as I was
Dude, did I?
recording,
No.
yeah,
Is that a
yeah,
thing I do?
as I was
Okay.
editing, I start like laughing out loud physically, and Bailey's like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "Ah, Tyson just makes me laugh."
I had no idea
uh,
I did that. So it just
that's your tagline. Oh baby.
go. Oh baby. I like that. You know what? That's probably pretty accurate. I probably say that all the time, actually.
Oh man, I love
All
it.
right,
I
whatever.
love
All
it.
right. All right.
I
I'll
love
take it.
it.
I'll claim it. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. Hey, but as you remember, on your birthday, we actually announced three winners for the Repair My Funnel Pro Plan giveaway, and um, we've had two people claim their spots, but we're having a hard time finding that third person. So
They just yeah,
we're
they kind of just fell off. So we'll see what happens.
the catch is too is in that system. It wasn't showing names, and so I think that was like the biggest downfall. Is we had emails, but we didn't have names. We had to do our best to like look back and be like, who do you think this might be? And then we're like,
or
well, let's
social
try it.
icons or yeah, like
Yeah,
if we had like a link for social media, I think that notes for the future one, right? This is our first giveaway.
yeah,
We're like, oh man, I think it's gonna be easy. It's gonna be cake, and it was. It was a good little entry. But for additional things moving forward, I think we could spice it up with like social media handles or something, because it's a lot easier
yeah,
to get in touch with people on say Facebook. So,
yeah,
anyways, all that to
yeah.
say, what he's trying to say is, if we don't hear back from this one person, there's this additional spot may or may not be open. We'll let you know by next time. But
I'll leave it at this for the one person that may have won the giveaway. Go into your email, search
yes,
for an email from support@repairmyfunnel.com. And if you happen to have an email that says, congratulations, you've won our Repair My Funnel Pro service giveaway, then
Mhm.
that'll basically give you all the information you need to gain access to the group and get started.
Oh yeah,
So
we create a
it's
whole
it's not
personal
that
profile for you too. You're good to
yeah,
go. You're set.
it's not that we don't want to give it to you. We just want to make sure that if the spot's not claimed, then maybe we just give it to somebody else so that we have three people from the giveaway. But yeah, if you entered the giveaway, check your email if you're watching this. Double check that you did or didn't win the giveaway. And if you did win the giveaway and you have that email, just let us know and we'll get it all set up.
Easy. Yeah, we got you covered. Cool. Right on. Okay, that is it for this week, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. Hopefully you enjoyed today's episode here, like we did. I know I had a great time. I always have a great time hanging out with Devin. Hopefully
Yeah.
you guys feel the same way.
I have an okay time hanging out with you. There was this like, lapse in between where your power went out and I felt like you just abandoned me. And so I was just like, man, is this
I don't
it?
know what
Is this
happened there. Yeah, it turned off 4 times. Turned off and on 4 times. I think someone shorted out. So, thanks guys for hanging out. I know you didn't know that happened, but that did happen, and that was a nice break in between. Um, yes, I think we're good to go though. Looking
right
good.
on? If nothing else, we will see you guys next time.
Next time. Have a great week, guys. See you later.
See you guys.